What if I told you the best part of Korea isn't Seoul, Busan, or even Jeju? Most tourists never make it beyond those places. But I think they're missing the best part. We thought we were only taking a small trip to a small town, but in reality it felt like we'd stepped into another world, one where time stands still. And that was only the beginning. This journey completely changed the way I see Korea, and by the end of this video, you might start planning your own trip here too. Bonghwa! Today we're going to Bonghwa, which is an area in Gyeongsang, which is just quiet countryside. It's near Andong, so it has a lot of history and a lot of old buildings. So today we're actually going to go and stay in, so exciting, a hanok. So we're going to sleep on the floor in a really old building, although unfortunately the weather is really rainy and muggy. But maybe it's a perfect time to spend some time in the mountains in a nice old village. So come with us and let's enjoy this weekend together. I can only look with my eyes, but you can smell this. It's so fragrant. This one? Jeju? What? 당귀. 당무. 당귀. 도라지. 착약. 신피. Actually, I have no idea. I smell Jeju, but I have no idea. Because recently it was choppok날, so we ate like the Jeju, like dates inside the samgyetang, like really common Korean food on one of the hottest days of the year. Sorry, I'm embarrassed now. My mother-in-law said if we come to Bonghwa, we have to get hanok. Bonghwa is really famous for hanok, and so we got my favorite food, which is yukhae bibimbap. So it's raw beef, seasoned with like garlic and pear and sesame oil, and then we'll put on top of it some rice. Mix it all together and enjoy. But I reserve a bit of rice for later, and I will just mix. First you have to try a bit of the meat by itself. I'm not really a mixed coffee drinker, but this one, King Coffee, this is looking so nice, even dare I say sexy, like the really old traditional style. Oh, you want that, don't you? I'm not like this at all. I don't normally buy souvenirs or random things, but I've already picked up some like local farm yogurt. This is like rough and ready. It's just like a plastic bag. Someone's grandma's gathered that, haven't they? I like it.
I like the word rough and ready.
It's rough and ready. Why not? Nothing wrong with it. I do like carrot and beetroot juice. It's like more yummy and nutritious. I'm gonna get some omija pop. I don't know what it's going to be. It looks quite light, but we love omija here on Rose Road. Wow. They have pavlova, which is my country food, although Roseman quite rightly points out that Australia stole this from New Zealand. But it's like an egg white and sugar, and then you put cream inside and berries. This cake is so yum. We've been sitting here enjoying now for a few hours, drinking coffee, eating cake, and just enjoying the flowers and the forest vibe. But now it's time to go and check into our hanok accommodation and then go and find something to eat. Let's go. Hello, girls. Hiya. Oh, baby. Hello. He woke up to me. So cute. Hello. Wow. They have a love seat too. Oh. This is my room. Wow, honey. So spacious. I want to give you a room tour. Won't be very long. Look at this. This is my entire room for 2 nights. I hope me and Roseman like each other because there's nothing else to do over here. But we do have an air conditioner, so that's good. So we're just going to relax and enjoy ourselves here and just, I don't know, try and take in the like old style mood. We're going to come here and we're going to time travel with our minds. Feel like we're living 200 years ago. Yeah, let's do it. In the winter time, the house is heated using a traditional Korean ondol floor heating system. And the toilet's outside, so you have to walk across the courtyard to get to it. We're now sitting in our room, where we'll be for the next 2 days. I'm sitting Korean style. 양반 다리로 앉아요. I'm sitting nicely, like with my legs crossed. And what's interesting about me is that I feel like my whole life I've been preparing to sit like this all the time, because even since I was little and even into adulthood, I've always liked, instead of sitting at the dining table, to sit on the floor at my coffee table and eat in the lounge room. Like always, instead of sitting on the couch, I sit in front of the couch, which has always been a thing. Like my family and friends have been like, why do you always sit like that? And I don't know, I didn't know anything about Korea or Korean culture at this time. I barely even knew much about Korea as a country. But many years later, I marry a Korean and now I sit like this all the time. This is like, I was training for this. I'm perfectly comfortable. Okay, so here I am sitting like this in front of my table. We have here the local milk yogurt. Smells good. Not sweet, pretty sour. It's pretty thick, even though it's drinking yogurt. I prefer thick, scoopable yogurt, like so thick you have to like fight with a spoon to get it. That's my kind of yogurt. But for drinking yogurt, I'll say yum. Flavor, really good if you like drinking yogurt. They also had a blueberry flavor, but I don't like sweet things. No, that's not true. I love sweet things. I don't like sweet yogurt. Okay. Then I have my ABC juice. I just read on the back, it's got an English on the back, 50% apple, 30% beetroot, 20% carrot. So it's literally nothing but fruit juice, like fruit juice, vegetable juice even. All right, yum. It's like apple juice, but a little more thick and more earthy, which is my exact kind of juice. In Australia, we have this juice place called Boost Juice. It's so yummy. And many people get like banana smoothies, like strawberry smoothies, this kind of thing. But I always get the ABC juice. Like, although it's interesting, it says on the back, directions, consume 2 to 3 pouches daily. I'm supposed to drink juice 3 times a day? That can't be good for me.
Not ready yet.
We've just arrived at Cheongamjeong Pavilion and I'm actually so blown away and surprised by how beautiful it is here. It kind of reminds me of Manhujeong in Andong, which is nearby, but it's more beautiful because firstly, there's no one here. Secondly, it's free. Thirdly, look at this beautiful, like formed out of rock. It's kind of like the architect has used what was naturally there, the rock, to make a pavilion that's at one with nature and at one with what's already there. I really wish I could go across this bridge and go up there, but it's locked and shut, probably because of safety. But look how cool this bridge is. Like, I want to get a picture across it. Also, what you can see all around here is like this tree here has like fallen down and maybe died, but like it's kind of been given rebirth by being built up with stones underneath, and also with all of the new growth and moss and flowers and vines that are covering it. And it kind of reminds me of a metaphor, I suppose, of the actual pavilion itself, which has taken the rock, which I guess you could say is dead and gone, and they've put the pavilion on top to try and give it like a rebirth, so a new growth, which is a way for humans to come here and enjoy their time. Bonghwa! 맛있겠지요. 짠. I have this theory about kimchi. The uglier it looks, the nicer it tastes. Tasty, looks a bit old kind of thing. Let's put it to the test. Yep. Exactly my style. It's not too spicy. It's pretty salty, and it's got a strong garlic taste. And it's pretty fermented. My exact type of kimchi. Approved. I ate really, really well. The hanok host told us that in this area, all of the meat is really good, and she was right. It was so good. Hello. So beautiful. This trip, we've seen like 100 jebi, not even joking. It must be their breeding season or something. There's heaps of them under here. There's a baby in there and 2 adults here. Oh, that's baby jebi, right? Oh, baby, I can see it. Just relaxing in my room after having a shower. I got my PJs on and I was about to do a face mask. I'm really excited to try this one from Dr. Judd. And I was about to read a book, right? Phone free time for tonight. And then the host knocked on our door and gave us some 옥수수, which is corn. And it's literally smells like it's been like roasted. It's got like that kind of smell. And it's really, really warm. Like it's just freshly been made. Korean corn is a little different to how we have in Australia. It's like a bit more sweet and kind of like really bursty. Like, I don't know, kind of like in your mouth. So good. Thank you. Now it's time to do skincare and go to sleep. Good morning. It's day 2 of our journey here in Bonghwa. Just had a relaxing morning, woke up early because there's nothing to do. Something I like to do on the weekends is try and spend as much time as I can sort of without my phone. And so I try and turn my phone off at night time before I go to bed. And then I wake up and I just go and be on my own for a while, like read a book. So today I'm just going for a walk and then I'll go back. You can see so many birds around here. And actually, Roseman told me a story about jebi. He said that there's this Korean traditional folk story that there were 2 brothers and in their house was jebi, like jebi lived. Jebi is a like swallow, Korean barn swallow. And so the jebi lived there and the older brother was mean and cruel to the jebi. But the younger brother was always kind to the jebi and fed them and cared for them. And so the jebi, over many years, brought the brothers some gifts of seeds. And the younger brother, when he planted the seeds, some buck grew, which is like a Korean, like a root vegetable. Inside of the younger brother's plants were all of these riches, diamonds, jewels, treasures. But inside the older brother's plants were demons and not nice things. And so essentially the point is be nice to the birds because the birds help us as humans. Because jebi actually they eat flies and spiders and mosquitoes and things like that. But also I'm kind of reading more into it. Scary dog. Too scary. But also I kind of read into it a different way, which is that I think whoever wrote that story didn't like that older brother. So cool, right? I still always love to see a big rice paddy like this. It's so beautiful, right? Just boom, green. And I always imagine what creatures live in there. Secret cottage, secret building, and it has like a pond on the outside. It's cool, right? I walked and walked and walked and walked and I reached a riverbed. Look at this, you can tell it completely floods when it rains a lot, and it's been raining a lot, so I think more will come. More will come, won't it? More rain will come. It rained a lot yesterday and more will come. Look how green this is. It's beautiful. I can hear, it's like buzzing with life. I can hear things, so many things live here. Bye bye. It started to rain and I'm not even sure of the way back. I've been walking for like 20 minutes. So I better hoof it, better run. Let's go. Since it's raining today, we've decided to do our favourite rainy day pastime, which is visiting a temple. But first, we need some coffee.
When one moves, they all make It's cute, right?
With the coffee secured, we were safely on our way, despite the pouring rain. I've literally never seen rain quite like this. Although we often visit temples on rainy days like this, nothing could have prepared me for what we saw. As the road dissolved into a thick, milky fog, it felt as though the boundary of the ordinary world was slipping away. Walking up the stairs to enter the temple felt like walking the path to the afterlife. Each set of stairs revealed more breathtaking foggy scenes. I was particularly moved by the artistic direction of the temple. Every surface had been beautifully decorated with scenes from Buddhism and nature.
Look at that.
Tucked about 800 metres up the slopes of Mount Munsu, Chukseosa has quietly watched over these mountains for more than 1,300 years. Its name translates to the temple where eagles rest. In Buddhist tradition, the eagle symbolises sharp, penetrating insight. Legend has it that a mysterious child once appeared here, praying before a sacred Buddha statue, before vanishing seamlessly into the clouds. Moved by this divine encounter, the renowned great monk Uisang founded the temple on this very ground in the 7th century. Standing here today, enveloped in rain, mist, and incomplete silence, it becomes instantly clear how a legend like that could come to life.
I kind of feel like I might be dead. Like, it feels like really like dreamlike here. Look at these trees, I'm scared. This kind of artwork is going to be cultural treasure in the future, I think. Wow. Like, I literally feel like this is what Buddhist art is supposed to be doing, which is it makes me question my existence. Like, I'm literally thinking, I think it's partly the mood and the vibe and the weather and all the birds flying around, but I am just thinking, like, what is life? Am I dead? Like, I'm a little bit confused. Like, what's the purpose of all this, right? Which I think that's the point of the art, isn't it? Oh, it's clover. I found it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beautiful, right? I'm gonna leave it there.
Before we checked out, our host surprised us by bringing us some fresh boiled potatoes for breakfast. It was such a simple gesture, but somehow it perfectly captured the warmth and kindness we experienced during our stay here. Of course, staying in a traditional hanok wasn't always the most comfortable experience. Every time we needed the bathroom, we had to go outside into the courtyard, and it rained the whole time we were here, which was definitely less than ideal. But that's also what made it memorable. For a couple of days, we got to experience a small piece of what life in a traditional Korean home might have felt like. It wasn't about luxury or convenience. It was about slowing down, embracing something different, and appreciating a way of life that's been passed down for generations. Thank you so much for joining us on this trip to Bonghwa. And a huge thank you to our channel members who helped make this video possible. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed exploring this beautiful corner of Korea with us. If you did, please give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let us know in the comments where we should visit next. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure. 오늘도 성공이에요.